Bing, bing, bong. It's Matt and Sam, not in competition. We are winning together here in the Martin Fowler Scrum. It is a Friday, and yes, I've had the web dev mob this morning, in which we did some documentation archaeology. In fact, picking apart using the GitHub Power Tools to pick apart parts of the Odin project to find out where some of their learning outcomes were coming from, and that was good. We continue to be on HTML and CSS sort of intro. More of that next week. And then, subsequent to that, I'm doing admin. I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed about it. I've worked out how to log into Stand-Uply thanks to Federico, and just getting the final details sorted out for our conference coming up in the Tuesday week, which reminds me to add to my list of things to do. What I should basically do is reach out to all premium members individually.
Something that we can participate online.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I saw that on that meetup that you shared the other day. The remote.
Yeah. I mean, I failed to put any like really sort of exciting details into the meetup, but we do have this page here. And it's totally open to everyone, and basically there'll just be links in the Slack, like usual, except that rather than them being a Scrum or what have you, there'll be like talks on different projects at these times, and there'll be this AGM meeting at this time, which is for the presentation of like the AGM is like it's sort of a legal requirement of our existence as a charity in the UK, and so we have to present an annual report on the charity, and then all the trustees of the charity, and trustees are kind of like the equivalent of directors, who are people who are like have no conflicting interests and sort of guide the direction of the charity. They all have to step down and then new trustees need to be re-elected. It can be the same ones. So that will happen in that meeting. It won't necessarily be terribly exciting, but it will be. We're required to do it, so we must do it.
Yeah, important.
We're going to add details of how AGM works to our online docs. Yep. No new blocks really to mention. Coming up, we've got the React mob followed by the Agile Dev mob, and also I think Async Bosa meeting later on today. So a busy, full of this and the other. I guess the key thing, the sort of ticking clock, is I should be releasing like the new, putting in the wheels in motion for the new MOOC and the new run of the 169 course. So I have misgivings about how much work that's going to generate to and the experience of the people being able to use it and so on. But I will deal with that in my own therapy sessions in 20 years or something. Anyway, that's pretty much me. Matt, how are things going with you?
Things are good. Busy day yesterday. We ended up having a pairing session on a new ticket on Champion 1, Phoenix 1, and that went really well. I guess not yesterday, but the night before that, Federico had put it up, and I had spied it, and then kind of like hoping to wake up in the morning and still have the ticket there, And then we I'm getting a message from Federico right now. And then so maybe that will help with the blocker. But so I was going to work on it, and it was adding a footer with tests, but then it seemed like a really good thing to pair on. So I went there to the Slack channel and saw if anyone was interested, and then I got a little bit of feedback. So I went and created an event, and we ended up having an impromptu pairing session on that with Brent and Euclid's joining us at the end. And who I found out is in Brazil. I hadn't realized that. So we were speaking a little Portuguese yesterday, and then I ended up pairing with Euclidus later in the day on this thing that we were blocked on about getting the background video added to the index page in Phoenix, and it was I don't know. I feel like there might be a bigger issue that we need to address, but I'm not sure if Federico agrees with that or not. But like every time, so like if I found a website that I think I shared with you that called Cover with two
Yeah.
R's.
Yep.
And you can grab the video, but you use HTML, CSS, and jQuery, JavaScript,
Right.
but you need jQuery. So then trying to add jQuery to the Phoenix, it's just complaining. Well, actually, when you npm install it, it's downgrading the dependencies to dependencies with known security vulnerabilities. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like that would be the correct. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's weird to me that that would happen. And running npm CI does as well. And running even brush build, we found out is downgrading some dependencies as well. So yeah, then we tried adding jQuery as a CDN, and we could see that jQuery was being loaded because we ran in the console. We just ran like if jQuery, then console like this. If not, console like this, and it is loading, but it's complaining that it can't find the jQuery in the globals, even though we it to the npm globals. And so I don't really know what's going on with that, but we kind of put that to the side because Euclidus needed to go. And then he had sent me a video on how to add a background video with just HTML5 and CSS. So then I created a new branch and tried to do that. And then the video is not loading, and it's complaining about parsing metadata. So yeah, a bit blocked on that. Although Federico just sent me a message, so he said he added a couple lines to the branch. So maybe that will have solved the problem. Hopefully. I'm not sure. And then yeah, I think that's about what I did yesterday. Today I've got quite a few
mobs.
Yeah, I've got mob, and then I've got another pairing session to hopefully finish that ticket. We need to write some unit tests and watch those fails, and then implement by adding the pages. And yeah, and then another mob and good stuff.
Yeah. No, well, that's interesting blocker there. I mean, I just happened to be, I've clicked through on what Federico shared, and he has added like jQuery and the dollar into the globals as specified in the Phoenix Framework blog static assets.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, we did that actually,
right?
And that didn't help anything.
No,
I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean I mean we shouldn't spend too Scrum over after Scrum. I'm just looking at this here. So I guess when you said using it as a CDN, was that you putting it into assets vendor?
Yeah, we added it to the just added as a script to the app.html.ex.
That another alternative might be to try and put it in assets vendor, and then I mean I guess that's not going to give you more than it being the CDN. I mean the interesting thing there is yes. I mean you're talking about it sort of downgrading. Are you when you do add it to npm, are you using the very latest? Are you specifying that you want the very latest version of jQuery?
Well, I've tried doing it both ways, like adding npm I and jQuery, and then but that seems to add the latest, which is 3.3.1, I think. And then I've also tried adding it like with jpm I jQuery like at and then the version, and both. Right. Pretty much anytime actually that's not true, because like I'm able to run npm CI sometimes, but when we add something new to it, apparently then when you run it, it goes downgrading some stuff. I don't know if that's because the jQuery has dependencies, and then like the dependencies are like the lowest version of the dependency that
I mean, I guess the interesting, I would say, independently of the security issues, the first thing is, will it work? So like if you install the like it's absolutely true that the security is important, but I think that the first check would be, can we get it to work at all? And then once you've established whether or not you can get it to work at all, then you say, right, now can we put in a request to jQuery to say upgrade these or what have you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And also like Federico was saying, like we can manually like that what we were doing with the Hoke and with Growl was we were generating the SHA value, like the integrity and I can't remember the name of the other one, registered. And then we were adding those, we were stashing everything so to get rid of all the changes that were downgrading the, and then we were specifically like after having copied the values that we wanted, then we would add that and then run it again, and that was working. But so yeah, maybe it's just a matter of that. But it wasn't actually, it still wasn't actually working.
No,
And
no,
this
right.
is
So the security things are a side issue. They're not a block from. So even there's okay, so there are security issues, and that seems odd. And independently of those, it's just not working. Is what
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the guide that we were using as well, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So interestingly, that this is a blog rather than a like documentation. So I think that there's the danger that it's out of date, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you've probably been. Oh, that's interesting. Look, there's a jQuery Phoenix plugin that is a relatively high. What's this? But that's 3 years ago. That's probably an old. Yeah, that may be completely. If it hasn't been changed. Oh, well, there's 9 months ago that it was a bit updated. Whether that still works or not, but I would be this like somebody. This is this time last year using jQuery and Phoenix. Somebody have you been looking at other people's Stack Overflow posts about why it's?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I probably haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, interesting. Let's see if somebody's. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, an interesting blocker. Yeah, I should go and get set up for the mob where I will see you momentarily.
Yeah.
All right. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Take care.